Centuries ago, the Malian Emperor Mansa Musa sent his best and brightest scholars, explorers, warriors, and artisans across the great western ocean to discover new lands. They were never heard from again. Until now. Join creative director Tanya DePass as Invicta, the Hyanol Blade Keeper, DeejayKnight as Ikemba, the Musalian Biopriest, Michael Sinclair II as Ilay, the Misajai Lightbringer, Christina Ariel as Cyla 919, the Monsagene Biopriest, and Eugenio Vargas as the Storyteller, as they travel the stars, defend their homes, and treat everyone they meet luxuriously. Welcome to the Motherlands.
This time, I did it so that none of you had to. Good evening, everybody. My name is Eugenio. Some of you might know me as DM Jazzy Hands, and I am thrilled to welcome you back to Into the Motherlands, episode 6. Went right? Did I get that right? Yes, I think I did. When did that happen? I am so excited that you all are here. Thank you so much for being here. As I said, I'm Eugenio, and I am the storyteller for this exciting adventure in the Motherlands. Let's go around and go ahead and introduce our 4 fantastic players, who they are and who they will be playing this evening. Let's start with Michael, please.
Oh, hello. So my name is Michael Sinclair II. I go by Michael Crits everywhere and anywhere. I'm playing Ilay, pronouns they, them, and they are a Lightbringer.
Fantastic. Let's go around and hop over to DJ next.
You did it so that I wouldn't have to, but I wanted to make sure to do it again just to rub it in, just in case somebody forgets.
Just in case, right.
I'm DeejayKnight. I play Ikemba, the Musalian Biopriest. Pronouns are he, him. Yeah, that's here to have some fun and just continue this excitement that we've all been living, most of us, for the last 30 hours.
Oh, I was just saying to the cast how scattered my brain is. I don't know why. Oh wait, yes I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hop over to Christina next. Oh, or yes, so you just started adjusting it. I was like, oh, maybe not.
No, can you hear me? Is this a real thing?
Yeah, this is the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Christina Ariel, and I play Captain Cyla 919. And I'm just here for the vibes, man.
Absolutely. Love a vibe. Last but most certainly not least, Tanya.
Hey, I am your grumpy Hyanol Blade Keeper, Invicta. Both Invicta's pronouns and mine are she, her. And let's see if she can learn how to people a little better, or at least people better with Cyla.
Mostly with Cyla. We've seen her do okay with other people.
Oh...
I love it. I love it. All right, we got some folks to thank before we get into our recap, which I'm going to make you all do again, so start thinking about it. But before we get to that, some thank yous for the people who have made it possible for us to be here with you this evening for the past 5 weeks so far, and for the future 6 weeks. We want to thank Die Hard Dice. As of this past Friday, I believe, the Musalian dice are on sale for everybody. The page is officially live. I know those of you who were here last week got the little temporary special offer, but it is now live for everyone to buy. These beautiful colored blue and gold dice. You can actually get them uninked as well. So if you want to put your own color in the numbers, that is also an option. They are absolutely stunningly gorgeous, as are most of the things that Die Hard Dice provides for us. You can check out the Musalian Skies dice and everything else that Die Hard Dice offers over at dieharddice.com. We are so grateful to them. Next up, we want to thank Blue Microphones. They have been so generous to provide the cast with microphone upgrades, those of us that needed them, to make sure that we are sounding as good as possible for all of you. They have all kinds of mics, USB mics, XLR mics, expensive mics, cheaper mics. You can check out everything they have to offer for your projects at bluemic.com. Third, we absolutely want to thank the folks over at Cortex by Fandom. They too have released the Cortex Handbook. Most of the the company we've gotten our copies. Yes, look how lovely they are. So you can get your hands on these beautiful rulebooks to see not only the version of Cortex that we are primed by here, but all of the other options that you can mix and match to get just the tabletop role-playing game that you are looking for. We are very excited to be partnered with them, to be able to work with them. And this evening, our giveaway for the night is going to be a digital copy of the Cortex rule set. So do keep an eye on chat. The mods will let you know how to enter, when to enter, and who wins. We'll draw that probably towards the end of this evening, and you do need to be present in order to claim your prize. So if you enter, be sure to stick around to the bitter end. Last but most certainly not least, we want to thank Twitch, of course, for being such a major supporter of Into the Motherlands. We are very, very grateful to them for giving us a chance to create this setting, this game system, this story, all of these things, and to share our work in progress with all of you as we do it. So thank you very much to Twitch for the support that they have given us. All right. I think that's our thank yous for this evening. Who wants to take the first? We have such a record with these. Who wants to take the first stab at our recap from last week? Now, y'all, you can't all talk at once. They'll never be able to understand you.
Wow.
There was a
DJ.
slumber party.
There was a slumber party, yes.
An attempted slumber party.
Well, sure. A pseudo slumber party, as it were.
And a very contentious dinner that was very Hawthornean prepared. So there were large seats and large bowls, comically large bowls, because
Bertrand
they were
certainly
made
thought
for
it was.
pachyderms and not for not pachyderm-esque creatures. And there was some more exposition that was with Ilay. And Ilay was like, flashback. Ilay, what did we learn?
Oh yeah, okay, so it's me up. We learned
I'm loving this like round robin version.
Yeah,
This is great.
yeah. We learned with Ilay that they were part of a mountain rescue, para rescue little team, and we learned that their team was in an accident and they had to recover. So Ilay, feeling stressed out, not being able to figure out what to do next, Torch agents came upon them, and they were able to get a gig, essentially, which is this mission. And so they accepted to go into Torch with the support of Maria and the captain. Taj was the name? And so with their support, Ilay felt comfortable to go and join this mission that we're on.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going around the circle. What happened?
I'll pass it. Yeah.
Yeah,
pass
you
it to
pass it.
Ikemba. Ikemba,
Okay.
what happened in your flashback?
Ikemba's flashback, he got to help a bunch of, one person have issues with their partner, and they feel better about their partner. And then like, oh man, maybe I've been looking at this wrong. That was pretty cool. And then somebody else came up to him and was like, hey man, we have somebody who's missing for this mission. It'd be nice if, you want to do the job. And he was like, yeah, but I got to be me. And they were like, you sure? And he was like, definitely, I got to be me. And they were like, all right, we'll figure it out. So he arranged travel. That's how he got hooked up with Torch, and got to help some people and also get a bunch of free drinks, which again, after the last 30 hours, I'm partying alone.
A bunch of free drinks. Wasn't really counting them in the moment, but going back and thinking about it, it was at least 3 or 4.
He had a lot of free drinks, and it makes me very happy in and around my soul. It's the best. For those of you who don't know, your soul is literally like right underneath your chin,
underneath
like to the
your
left,
sternum,
like right above the heart, like it's right there. It's like just it's a warm and fuzzy feeling right there. It's the best.
I love it. All right, anything you want to add, Invicta?
We tried to have a girls' night. It went interestingly. I brought Ikemba some cheese.
Oh, yes. How did I forget about the cheese?
And he was very surprised by this cheese. And we had a couple heart-to-hearts.
He ate all that cheese, by the way.
Oh, he's gonna be suffering. He's got
all that cheese. That's a wheel of cheese. Just in his soul, he wanted to have eaten all that cheese.
We're gonna have to add a 7th stress category just called cheese.
I mean, I support it. Just cheese.
All right, I'm gonna let that one go.
He's gone. He's gone.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
Exit stage left.
Clearly pursued by cheese.
Exunt
Excellent.
Ikemba.
All right.
Yeah, that and then calamity struck. No, for real, where'd you go, bro?
but actually, oh my goodness. Yeah, how did we so we had those two flashbacks. We had Invicta's sort of attempt at a girls' night, and then heart to heart with Ikemba, which was lovely. And how did we so we passed like basically a whole day from dinner time to dinner time, or actually a little past dinner on the next day. Y'all are about a day out from Hotharay. The trip is almost over, so that you can actually start on the mission. And what happened at the end of, like in the middle of the last night before you arrive on Hotharay? Something happened. ¿Qué fue? What was it?
Well, the water, we dealt with the water.
Yep.
I'm also trying to make sure Kemba's actually okay.
I know we're all like messaging and being like, is it cool? Are you good?
Yeah.
So there was, go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if was there like some sort of threat happening towards the ship? I don't remember.
How did you guess?
Yeah.
Leave us on a
Pirates?
cliffhanger?
I think that's what it was.
There was in fact a distress beacon that had been activated that the Wistful Wish had moved in range of and began picking up this distress beacon. And that is all that you know about it at this point. You all had gone to your cabins for the night and were awoken or not. I don't know. Maybe you weren't sleeping yet. Maybe you have insomnia. I don't know. But there was, in the middle of the night, the distress beacon came through on the ship systems and has called all of you to the bridge, which is where we will begin today with the distress beacon still sort of flashing. Bertrand arrived pretty quickly. You're not exactly sure where his cabin is, but you get the feeling that either it's very close to the bridge, like right between the bridge and the engine room, or maybe he just sleeps there. But he made it to the bridge and sort of silenced the sound part of the alarm indicating the beacon, but the lights are still flashing and it still obviously has to be dealt with.
So I take it we're all just kind of staring at this distress light, or at Bertrand.
Yeah, well, that certainly seems to be the case. Bertrand looks relieved. He's sort of standing by a comms panel, and he hears you all come into the bridge and looks a little bit relieved and like very quickly steps away from the comms panel.
You rang, Bertrand?
He says, no, Invicta, I did not ring. There is a distress beacon from a, presumably troubled ship that we, of course, as protocol dictates, must address.
And Invicta's about to correct him on the you rang thing and decides it's not worth it.
For what it's worth, I thought it was great. He didn't get it.
No, I'm like, is it worth it? Nah. Well, do you know what kind of ship it is? How far is it?
He says, yes, of course. And he goes over to a panel and he says, the beacon indicates, nope, that's the wrong side of this data screen. Let's see. The beacon indicates that it is a trading class vessel, likely from the Musalian Trade Federation. The emergency beacon is a general distress beacon, so no information at this time about the particulars of the problem on board.
All right. I'm looking at the others to see what they think.
Well, let's try and see if we can get coordinates to see where they're located from us. And I'm just gonna start making my way towards the navigation table.
Yep.
To plot out possibly a way that we can intercept their ship, or at least come alongside to see, like, not direct towards them like head on, but how we can kind of maybe maneuver, take a large like U-turn as it were in space, and kind of be able to come alongside ship.
Yep. Yeah. So you start working on that. It's takes you a minute of scanning to match up the signal from the beacon and everything, and identify. Make sure that you're identifying the right object out in space. But you get to work on that. Ikemba, Captain Cyla 919. Anything?
Bertrand, please explain further. What do you believe is the proper protocol? If you were the captain and it was your decision to make, what is it that you would do?
He nods and sort of pulls the data screen that he is on is like removable. So he pulls it off and sort of turns it into a tablet, swipes really quickly a little bit, and brings up like the title page of a digital document that says emergency protocols. And he sort of flips through that, goes to the table of contents, flips to the received an emergency distress beacon protocols, and begins to read out and says, oh, well, the first protocol when a ship receives a general distress beacon is to attempt to hail the distressed ship and, if possible, establish a comms connection to determine.
Please discontinue.
Yes, Captain Cyla 919.
I understand that you are trying to be helpful and do as I asked you, but you are reading exceptionally slow. And I finished downloading the protocols approximately 15 seconds ago.
Of course, you are efficient. Yes.
Thank you.
So, Captain Cyla 919, you know that step one is to establish communication to try and determine the reason for the beacon, and then the protocol sort of branches from there based on, do they respond to the hail? Do they not? If they do, is it a mechanical issue? Is it a personnel issue? Is it a pirate issue? There are sort of all these branching possible protocols for you to follow based on, sort of what happens at every step.
Is it possible to attempt communication with the ship that's in distress?
Oh, yeah, you absolutely can. Fire up that comms panel, which you're already familiar with anyway, and you can absolutely try to hail them. By this point, Ilay, you have definitely identified the ship and its coordinates, which, of course, you can provide to the captain so that she's able to, lock on for comms.
What type of ship is it, if I was able to get the specifications on the ship?
Yeah, so it is the from the beacon you get what Bertrand's already said, which is that it's a Musalian Trade Federation trading vessel. You do have the designation for this ship. It is the MTFS Sundiata. And you would know, Ilay, and several of the rest of you would probably also know, MTFS stands for the Musalian Trade Federation ship. It's you can get a few details on it by, just sort of cross-referencing. It's a fairly large, purely cargo ship, not as large as the Wistful Wish, to be clear. Or if it is not, everything inside is not sized for Hotharayans. It's a Musalian vessel. Cargo ship, probably very basic weapons, if any. Not hugely fast engines, but it gets you where you need to go, kind of thing. Anything else you would want to try and find out?
Nope, that's about it. So I'll go up to Cyla 919. Captain, seems that this is a MTFS ship. It's the Sundiata. It's a cargo ship, not as big as ours, but I have the coordinates here and how we can come alongside them if you need those coordinates.
That would be fantastic. Thank you. And just places a hand on his shoulder. Says, thank you. On their shoulder. Thank you.
Oh.
And then I'm going to just, where they put their hand on my shoulder, or where she puts her hand on my shoulder, I'm going to just put it there in response in a gentle way, and then go back to my duties as far as like getting back to like discipline and bearing that I like normally has, and then just back to what they were doing.
I love it.
I'd like to say to Ilay really quick.
Yeah, please.
Ilay.
Yes.
We've shared a moment.
I shall. Thank you. And yeah, just gonna head back to what I was doing.
Damn it. Excellent. All right, Ikemba, what you up to?
Emma's just kind of at his station, like double checking all of the settings that he knows to double check, making sure that everything's good to go, and then just kind of looking up at the captain. Captain Cyla 919, I'm prepared for whatever we need to do from my station.
Yes. I have sent the files over to your command station.
Thank
Please
you.
download those. And thank you for being a member of this crew. You are a benefit and an asset to your team and environment. Carry on.
Well, thank you, I guess. I appreciate
Goodbye.
it.
Oh, she done. Invicta, are you also going to your tactical station, or are you hanging out closer to sort of the central area of the bridge for the moment?
I'm gonna stay on the bridge because unless we discover that this ship is hostile, there's no point of them detecting someone ready to fire on them.
Sure.
So I'm going to hang out with Bertrand on the bridge.
Okay, yeah. And he also, his assumption is definitely not that the ship is hostile, but in trouble. So he is also going to hang out on the bridge because he really shouldn't. I mean, the engines are going. He shouldn't need to do anything in the engine room for the moment. So, Captain Cyla 919, I believe that brings us to you, and you are going to hail the ship. Yes.
Have we received comms?
It's so hard for me to tell if that was a question for me or for Ilay.
If someone would be efficient enough to answer that, whoever can best answer the question.
I'm not so great at the signals. I can send simple radio messages back and forth if you wish, but as far as the sensor array goes, I'm not quite proficient, but I can send a message or two.
Bertrand sort of raises his hand and says, I certainly don't want to be the one doing the calming, but I can certainly open up a channel for voice and video as you desire, Captain. Ilay is, at any rate, currently engaged in other important business as we attempt to locate the ship.
Please engage a video chat. We must put forth the appearance of being strong and steadfast and competent and capable. And that is what we shall do. Let them meet the captain.
All excellent adjectives, as you command, Captain Cyla 919. And he goes over to the comm station and opens up a video channel. And the comm link doesn't do anything at first.
Hello.
Hello.
Has someone responded on the other end of this call?
Oh, yes.
Hello, from the Wistful Wish. I am Captain Cyla 919. These are my crew members. We are prepared to assist you in your distress call, as that is what we have been called to do on this distress call. And we are fully prepared to help you with whatever your distress may be.
Oh, and Captain Cyla 919, to be clear about the situation, you've got audio comms, but the video on their end is just showing black screen. Nothing has come up on the visual here. But you do get a response that says, oh, wow. Thank you. We're fine.
Pardon me, do you mean you're fine as in nothing has happened to you, or you're fine as you do not require our help?
No, we are both, really.
Why would you send off a distress beacon if you were not in distress?
Oh, we we didn't mean to. Back there's like solar flares, and they knocked us out. Videos are down. I guess that's maybe cause for distress. But no, it's we're good. And the solar flare and the videos, and it knocked our beacon.
Pardon me for just one moment. I need to put you on mute so that I may speak with my crew.
Oh, sure, but it's really. Of course, you can't see him doing
if
that. But...
I am familiar with films, this person has knocked out everyone that is inside and is pretending to be one of the crew members and say that they do not need a distress beacon because they didn't send the distress beacon. It's a distraction. And I believe that I am correct. Excuse me, unmute. Yes. I'm sorry that you do not require our assistance, but it is customary that we check on one another. So I'd like to send someone over to ensure that everything is on the up and up. Unless that's suspicious.
You're muted.
See, it is suspicious.
Sure, it is. The person on the other line says, "Oh, 1 second, please," and then proceeds to put you on hold on mute for a moment.
Captain Cyla 919.
Yes,
I sense that there might be more going on there. Typically, the MTFS type ships, if it's the same as back on planet, each ship or sort of vehicle of bigger sorts normally have some sort of code word or some sort of way to figure out if they're in danger. This might be in the manual that you checked when we first reported on board, so you may have information that might be able to ask them if they are okay in a covert manner.
Silas scans her information. And does she know anything?
There's a little section about if the distressed ship is unable to cooperate, which is sort of the closest thing that you see in this procedural manner. And it does say, do your best to, if you are able to make contact, do your best to ascertain as much information as possible. If you feel that you're not, getting all the information, the protocols say you should investigate in whatever way you deem necessary, but the protocols say you should not just leave a distress beacon uninvestigated.
But is there a particular code word that one might whisper?
No, there isn't. But if you want to try and have apps, I mean, there probably should be. We're going to have for next edition of these. No, what I was going to say was if you want to try and have like a conversation within a conversation with this person, we can certainly do that, if you know what I mean.
I would love to.
Great, let's do that. All right, can we, so there's stuff going on here, and this is going to be sort of an interesting moment, but why don't we, are we good to switch over to the dice roll one? Is that a thing we can do? Great, let's do that. I gave no warning. No, I gave absolutely no warning. Sorry, Leone. So we are going to have a conversation within a conversation here. And for reasons that I'll talk about later, the person that you are talking to has some very specific goals that are contrary to what you're trying to do, Cyla, which is get information that they clearly do not want to share with you. So this is going to be our first time having not a test with the dice, but a contest, which means there is another character that is actively trying to work against your goals. Cyla, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the way that contests work is that dropped like 4 dice, is that both sides are going to put together a dice pool based on what it is they want to do or what it is they want to stop the other person from doing. The person who initiates the contest, which in this case would be you, Captain Cyla 919, rolls first and sets the difficulty, kind of like I do as the storyteller on regular tests. Once you've rolled and set the difficulty, your opponent will then roll their dice pool trying to beat your difficulty. If they fail, you win, you get what you want, we go forward. If they roll higher than you, if their total is higher than you, then you, Captain Cyla 919, have 2 options. One, you can give in. You can say, okay, they beat me. I'm not trying any harder because their number was really high. I'm cool. In which case you fail, but you don't get any adverse effects and you still get to help me narrate how the failure goes. The other option is you can press your luck. You can roll your dice pool again and try to beat their difficulty that they've just rolled, which was higher than your original one, if you want to really keep things going. The two of you can keep going back and forth as long as you decide that you want to, assuming that you continue to beat each other's numbers. Obviously, there is risk there, because if you decide to press your luck and don't succeed, then you're probably going to take some stress in addition to, not getting what you want. But that's the excitement of contests. Makes sense?
It does. I just have to ask one question about how
I just went out there right at the end of night.
I'm looking at my character sheet and I'm wondering, do I have to have a line of sight on a person to use my lie detector?
Oh, interesting. What is it? Is it a D6 or D8? What do we give you for that?
It's a D6. So would I just add that to the dice pool?
You would add it to the dice pool. And I'm going to say, I think we can go ahead and use it. When we talked about that in session 0, we talked about a bunch of the different ways that it can, right? It's like, perspiration and pupil dilation, but also things like heartbeat and other like vocal cues. So I think there is an audio element to it, even though it's your eyepiece. So I'm cool with you adding that to your dice pool.
Okay, because I would think with like the enhanced hearing and being able to kind of like hear the heartbeat throughout, that would be a thing that she would be able to process.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, I think that's great.
I love cool accessories. Sorry.
Absolutely. I love that. Okay, so I should probably get my stuff ready. All right, so you're going to put together, since you're initiating this contest, Cyla 919, you are going to put together your dice pool first. So talk to me.
Okay. So I would like to use lie detector monocle. Oh, I just moved that dice and it kicked me out of the screen. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Oh, we have a bunch of tabs open now. All right.
Oh, I just have to click it. My bad.
That's all right. We got you. All right. Lie detector monocle. Got it.
All right. So lie detector monocle. Now notice.
Yes, definitely notice, I think. Absolutely. And you're quite good at notice, as I recall.
I have a D10. All right. And then
just have a look. Okay, great. And we can see all those on that screen as well. Go ahead. Let's see. We can.
No, go ahead.
We keep doing it. No, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure it out.
No, it's me. You're all good.
So I was wondering if, like, would in balance, could I say, like, as far as like bringing balance to the stability of the ship, to know if they were telling the truth? Is that
absolutely. I buy that. The balance between truth and not truth and falsehood, but like truth and presented fact, right? Absolutely. I buy that.
Okay. So I have one more, or is that a...
If you want to add one of your distinction dice, so either Montegene, do it right or get out of my way, or Biopriest, you can add a D8. Or if you want to buy yourself a plot point, you can also choose to use one of those distinctions as a D4. Ups your chance of getting a hitch, but you get yourself a plot point for that.
I would rather use the Biopriest and think that element would add to like how she loves code, but that would add to how she actually works the lie detector monocle. So there's a slight aspect of religion to it.
And so that would help you. So you're going to click on that D8 and add that. And there we go. Biopriest, D8, Notice 10, Balance 8, and Lie Detector Monocle 6. Excellent. Anything else? That covers everything, I think. So I think you're good. You can roll that up, and that will set the difficulty for this officer that you're speaking to on the other ship. Okay. All right. So we have a total of 11, 1 hitch, and a D8 effect die, which will only matter if this person fails their roll. But an 11 is a good start. I will go ahead and buy that hitch off of you, so you'll get a plot point. And I am going to, it is the middle of the night, and though obviously Cyla 919 does not sleep, she does require recharging every now and again, as we have seen. And I think you were sort of in the middle of this day's recharging, and this is really sort of sucking all of the interpersonal interactions that she is having to do is really sucking them batteries dry. So go ahead and take a D6 of exhausted stress and a plot point. And then I will get the dice pool ready to roll against your 11. So this individual is clearly trying to hide something. So let's see, that's this and this and that and one of those. And there we go. Okay.
Exhausted and 1 plot point?
And a plot point, yes. And your exhausted's at a D6. They start at D6s always, and then they can be stepped down eventually to a D4. All right, so I'm going to roll mine against yours. It was a total of 11 is what I have to beat here to continue this contest. So I am rolling, and and I tied your 11, which means I fail. Because remember, in Cortex, you have to beat the established difficulty, not tie it. So this individual fails. Now, what are his stresses? Okay, excellent. So tell me what Cyla, let's have this conversation now, knowing that Cyla is going to get some information that she wants out of this situation, now that we have established that.
So Cyla comes back to the call and unmutes. Now would be a really great time for us to have a conversation. Pardon me, I need my reading glasses.
Oh my, I've never seen, what a fascinating, all right. But really, we really are all good here. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sure that you might think so. However, protocol requires that we actually check in with you. But please, tell me, how did you come to this area? Is this a journey that you've been on for a while?
Oh, yes, it's a resupply mission. We're heading for a resupply in a Solansi settlement. We're running a little behind, so we should probably get going.
Well, that won't be possible until someone comes aboard and ensures that everything is, as we said again, on the up and up. Please, I'm sorry, if you could lean a little bit closer to your intercom system. I'm having an issue hearing you. And that's when I'd like to listen closer for the heartbeat.
I love it. So a couple of things that you know as this person leans closer, you can sort of hear them shuffling around and leaning closer. There's a couple of things that you know. And I'm going to bring in Ilay on this a little bit since we've done the oh my God, contest. There we go. Ilay, you're hearing this as well. You've been scanning the area and sort of have a general idea of the surrounding space here. There is the nearest Solansi settlement is in another sector. It's not anywhere near here. So if they're late, they're very late. If they're still here trying to get to a Solansi settlement. Cyla 919, as this person leans closer, you can hear their heartbeat with your you can hear with your eye, and it is racing. it is not the sort of slightly faster, slightly not irregular, but like fluctuating heartbeat of someone who is just lying to you. This is the racing heartbeat of someone who is terrified.
One irregularity.
Captain.
Might I ask? Yes?
May I speak to you for the briefest of moments?
Is this something that you might whisper?
I could certainly whisper if you'd want me to.
I'd like to let one braid go, like as a microphone, so that they're speaking directly into my ear.
All right.
So that I might continue to examine.
Wild and perfect.
Please speak freely, Ilay.
The Sandiata is not where they're supposed to be if they said that they're running late. It might be a ruse, so they're not in the right sector, and the pathway they would take is incorrect. I thought you should know.
Irregularity number 2. Strike 3, as they say.
I'm sorry, what was that was that a question?
If you are in danger, please let us know. I want to listen for the lie on this.
Nope, all perfectly fine. Just really running behind. I so appreciate your checking in, but we really do have to go. Thank you very much for the communique. Goodbye. And there's the briefest of, there's a moment before the comms disconnect. And so Cyla 919, here's what you hear. You hear absolutely a lie, first of all. It's that irregular sort of fluctuating heartbeat of lying on top of the absolutely terrified racing heart. And in that moment between when the person stops talking and when the comms cut off, you hear sort of like a clatter, as if something is like hitting the ground maybe, and you hear a sort of like, huh, no please, but in the distance, and then the comm goes dead, or well, not goes dead, that sounds way more dramatic, it just gets disconnected.
Question, would the rest of us have heard that?
I don't think you would have obviously heard the heartbeat stuff, but you would have heard that little moment before the comms went out. Yeah, because all of this was being played over the ship system, so yeah.
Well, we know that they're hostile, at least that person you were talking to isn't there of their own free will.
I believe that it is going to be a mission within a mission. And our mission shall be to save that ship.
Well, we don't know what's on the ship. I think we should focus on the people. At least whoever you were talking to, that was clearly terrified.
Well, I would like to speak with you, as we need to develop a plan to get inside. And as an expert in weapons, I would like to use your judgment.
As much as I'm surprised by this, expertise in weapons is not what we need right now. We need a way to get on that ship without being detected, because whoever's holding that person, they may get killed, or they may kill them if we just go over to the ship.
Would we not need a proper defense strategy?
I wasn't done.
Well, pardon me.
We need a plan to not only board the ship, but to locate that person, because there's no guarantee they're still on the bridge or near comms once we get over there. And also to defend ourselves in violence as a last resort. I've got blades. They're dangerous, but they're also not going to put a hole in the ship should I shoot with a laser or energy weapon. So
well, one would think the best defense is a good offense.
Cyla, going in guns blazing is not always the best idea, or even the only idea. we should concentrate on finding that poor person first. We can worry about offense and defense once we have them. A life is at stake.
But I thought that our mission was to save the ship.
We don't even know who that ship belongs to, or if it's actually belongs to that person or whoever it is that may have hurt them before they cut the comms. A ship can be replaced, that life can't be. Even if we have to blow up that whole ship, I'd rather get anyone who's being held hostage off safely.
It seems like a great situation for making sure that if there are hostages, they can be taken care of and help. I don't.
To the thud that you heard on the other end of the comms, you all hear from Ikemba's tactical station, although his comm stays live, another sort of very similar thud.
Ikemba.
Oh dear. I'll go see if he's all right. You all continue this important planning.
All right, go check on Ikemba. And I'll start pulling up schematics and turn to Ilay. Are there any schematics of that ship available? Or anything we should know about it before attempting to board?
Let me see if I can bring it up. And I'm gonna see if the navigation panel can bring out ship schematics of their ship. And I actually, on the navigation panel, I have them actively tracking which bearing they're going, the speed that they're going. And I already have on the navigation panel, you can see that I've already plotted a place so that we can have our ship kind of on top, but to the side and above them, just in case we have to come alongside. Do I have access on my navigation panel to that ship's schematics?
Yeah, I think you've got like some very basic, I'm trying to find it now too, some very basic schematics for that type of ship, and it shows you things like where the cargo bay door and airlock is, where the sort of crew airlock would be, if you were, if it was docked up to a proper space station. You can see sort of where all of the major areas of the ship are, where the cockpit is, where the crew quarters are, where the cargo spaces are. You don't get any indication. There are a few very small guns on the ship that really are sort of designed more to blast away debris if they get stuck in like an asteroid field or something, not for combat really. Anything else you would want to know where or what it is on this ship?
That's great.
Great. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Invicta.
Well, for ease of getting on the ship, Cyla, do you know if the ship has teleportation capabilities?
Not Cyla. Does this ship have transportation capabilities? Because that would be amazing.
It would. This one does not. We're talking like, I know it would be super fun and I always want to yes and you all. But again, reasons. This one doesn't. This one is really pretty basic cargo, transport. Not a lot of bells and whistles on this baby.
So would we need, do we have suits and wires that connect?
There are, yes, you got a couple options for how you all could get on. There are suits. You all could do spacewalks to go and get to the sort of the crew airlock doors that Ilay mentioned. That would definitely be the sort of quieter way to approach the ship, but also requires a spacewalk, which is always dangerous for some of you. I guess you don't have to breathe, so maybe less for you. The other option would be you can, the cargo bay doors do have the capability to like hitch up another ship, so you could dock with the ship at the cargo bay doors. Upside there, no spacewalk. Downside there, you would need at least the tacit cooperation of that ship's crew to link up like that. Those are, I mean, I don't know. Y'all could get creative and come up with another way, I'm sure. But those are the two obvious ways to get aboard that ship.
The spacewalk would be good just because I wouldn't have to call, and I would possibly be able to have a braid out to wire my way in. That's always a possibility, but I don't know if going alone is wise. But I also don't want to leave people on the ship. So I think, but I still want to do the spacewalk just because it seems really awesome.
Anybody else have thoughts and feelings?
I'm gonna show them like Invicta and the captain. As obviously here, there's some minor weapons that don't seem very good in combat. There's a cargo hold right here, crew's quarters and cockpit and engines and thrusters right here. If we come alongside, as I show right here, it should be okay. And if need be, I can pilot the ship if that's an option needed, and stay alongside if that's an option that is required.
Well, I do believe that you are more than capable of staying here with Bertrand and keeping the homestead safe. And I believe that it would be effective for Invicta to come with me.
I agree. That seems like a very well thought out plan.
Thank you. Invicta?
Yes, Cyla.
I would like to ask you, as I know that you do not like to be volunteered for things, if you would accompany me to the ship to save the people, because lives are more important than a ship. And I require your assistance and help.
Well, if only to keep that poor soul alive. Sure.
Yes, that is the purpose of this. And we shall bond through adventure. Come, let's go.
Hold on. One, I need my blades. And two, people don't bond on command.
But they bond through doing. And as I read yesterday, bonds are strengthened through strenuous situations and tasks, and we shall bond.
I don't know what you're reading, but you should stop. I will meet you by the airlock. And I'm gonna go. Hopefully I brought my own spacesuit because I need to breathe.
Yes, indeed you do. Yeah, you can absolutely have either brought one of your own, or, you know, Torch could have had one set up for you on the ship. They had a few things, like, obviously not furniture, but they had a few other things that they had prepared for y'all. So there's a suit that is tailored for you, Invicta. Yes, Ilay?
I'm also at the airlock where I know that the captain and Invicta are going to be staging, because I know that this ship is supposed to move cargo and not really meant to be a rescue type ship. And I know that some of that stuff has to be made impromptu. So I'm going to rig together using various carabiners I had in my pack, some other straps that we have on the ship, and whatever like kind of wire that we have for sending people out. I'm going to set up like 2 or 3 more little ways to bring up personnel in a quick manner if that would need be. So it's easy for Invicta and Captain Cyla 919 to do that.
Great. I love that. And totally organically, this is a great way to showcase yet another game mechanic. So basically what you're doing is you're taking, there isn't really like, we don't really track equipment like adventuring gear or whatever in Cortex, right? And not in Motherlands. You have what it makes sense for you to have, and that's what it is. Some of you have signature assets, which are mechanically significant pieces of equipment. But otherwise, you can just sort of say, I have this thing, and if it makes sense, then great, you have this thing. However, they're only mechanically significant if we do something to class them as assets. So you got two choices here, Ilay. You can make this system that you're setting up, you can just automatically make it a D6 asset that can be used by spending some plot points. Alternatively, there are ways that you can do tests to do what you described particularly well, and that may allow you to create a higher die size for this asset. So it's up to you. Which way do you want to go?
I'm going to expend one of my plot points to make one of those things, because I feel like for Ilay, it's easy for them to quickly put this together. They've had the training. They've done this a couple times. And noticing that this ship is starting to pick up different sorts of missions, they just want to have this ready and for standby. So they're going to go ahead and, I'm going to use one of my plot points to do that.
Great. How many plot points do you have right now?
I can
look that up, but it's not up.
One.
Okay.
Currently.
So you can spend that plot point. You can create a D6 asset for this system. Now, the trick here is that when you only spend one plot point, the asset has to be used by you, which is fine. We can make that work. What we'll do is, since you've only got the one, what we'll do is, if this system ends up needing to be used to, yank somebody back, to get people back safely on board, then what I'll do is I'll have you do a test where you are assisting them, and you will be able to use that D6 asset to help you out. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I'll probably rig it up to the ship in a way that I can kind of hit some sort of control panel thing, and it can bring somebody up in a way.
Perfect. Love that. Love that. All right. So you spent your plot point. You have now made this carabiner rescue system sort of narratively and mechanically significant, and it is in place. Meanwhile, Invicta has gone off to get her blades and to suit up, and Captain Cyla 919 is getting herself ready. Anything else we should know? Oh, Bertrand comes in and lets you all know that Ikemba's going to be fine. He just needs some time horizontal to sort himself out, but he'll be fine, and he has utmost confidence that all of us will be able to help out these individuals without his assistance this time. He has faith in us.
That sounds sufficient.
Sounds concerning. But
I mean, honestly, after the day we had a few days ago, it's a wonder any of us are vertical.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct indeed. Well,
all right. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad Ikemba is doing as well as he can. And hopefully we'll have something fun to report when we get back.
One hopes. All right. If there are no other onboard the Wistful Wish preparations, then we can meet up at the airlock for the little space flight with Invicta and Captain Cyla 919. So the airlock chamber is sort of towards the back starboard side, sort of near the opposite side of the ship from the engine room, and Invicta, I have to ask, what does Invicta's spacesuit look like?
Dagnabbit, I had not thought about this until right now.
That's right. Let's start with color.
Oh, well, it's like a bronzy color. Yeah. I mean, it has to complement her fur. She can't be out here raggedy running around in space.
Obviously.
She does care about some things.
Yeah.
It's like a bronzy color with black accents.
Great.
Obviously space for her tail and her ears. And
little cups for the tail and ears. Keep them nice.
No, like they're actually like, it's made for her, so there are ears on the helmet.
I love it. Even better. Great.
There's a sheath for her weapons in case she has to, like, on the off chance you gotta, nuck if you bug out in space.
Look.
You never know. And then of course her oxygen, everything else, and then like a pack, so tools, what have you, because it's really made for like if you have to suddenly go out and repair something that you weren't planning on.
Definitely.
So you know, and all the hose to make sure that she can, you know, be okay with air if she needs to like put her oxygen down for some reason.
Oh, okay.
And wander away. She's not tethered to the ship we're on. She has her own oxygen pack, but she's got like an extra coil of hose in case she needs to like set it down if it's extra weight or something and focus on something. Also, so she doesn't like, you know, hit this hose while she's doing laser cutting in space and blow herself up.
Or, you know, sword fighting in space.
Sword fighting in space, but you know, if my oxygen gets cut by a sword, I got bigger problems.
Well, that's fair. Is a good point.
And so yeah, and basically it's like a bronze and black helmet that looks like a hyena.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Captain Cyla 919, now we have established that as you don't have to breathe, I guess you don't technically have to wear a suit. What, are you just going out in your normal everyday gear? Are you doing something special to go on this little spacewalk?
Oh, Cyla has changed into a very nice outfit that is leather motorcycle pants. And she's just got on this, it's black leather motorcycle pants with a brown leather motorcycle jacket that buttons at the top. And she's got cool little gloves on. They're not even like, they don't even have fingers on them.
You were ready. Look at this. Look at you go.
Wow.
Takes it really cool. Pulls hair up in a ponytail.
Yeah.
And then just connects one braid like a tether.
Cool.
One, and then a backup for support.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll use other ones to actually attach to get inside.
Cool. And I think you both have little, they're not jetpacks, but they're little like, I don't know, little canisters that you can each use, and they're, you know, Invicta, yours are attached to your suit at different points. Cyla 919, you have like little like bracelets and anklets maybe, or you can tell me where they are, but essentially little canisters that you can use to sort of pilot yourself out there. Because obviously, you know, as much fun as it would be to like swim through space, it's not really how physics work as I understand it. So you've got little, you know, mobility thrusters in and around either your suit or, you know, your person, Cyla 919. All right. So the two of them are ready. Ilay, are you at your station in the cockpit, or are you with them at the airlock?
Currently I probably have I'm swinging the ship alongside towards where they are. And then right before they step off, I'm going to hand Invicta the carabiner and the rescue rigging gear.
Invicta, this is what I created off the cuff here. It's don't worry, it's tried and tested. I've done it many times. If you can take this, and if anyone needs to be rescued out, all you need to do is attach these parts to the hip and chest, and I should be able to get them up and out of there from the cockpit.
Thank you.
Yes. Good luck on the journey down there.
Sounds like we'll need it. Keep comms at the ready.
Of course.
And hopefully it's a quick rescue mission. If not, I trust that you and Bartran will come get us.
Certainly will. Captain, good luck, although you won't need it.
I would say that today is as good a day as any to die, but I can always be reprogrammed. We will see you shortly.
And then I'm going to make my way back to the cockpit.
All right. Let me ask you, Ilay, before we get these two out of the airlock, tell me about your approach for the ship. Because you can sort of really easily like get it sort of in a relatively close position. It's not going to be a particularly stealthy approach, but it'll be, you know, it's not like you're going to knock into the ship, and you can do it without too much trouble. You can attempt a stealthier approach if you like. The distance might end up having to be a little further for your two crewmates for their spacewalk, but you might be able to maneuver it so that it doesn't alert the people on board the other ship?
I'm gonna say to the crew on the all comms, hold on everyone, and I'm gonna go like hard degree rudder to wherever I need to go, like just a hard pitch over. And I'm going to go full ahead on the thrusters there, and I'm gonna try and like essentially skirt all the way over and like get behind them so that we can go alongside, basically not giving them any time to kind of readjust their how they're going to be going.
Oh, I love that. So it's not about being stealthy. It's just about being fast enough that they can't really respond.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's great. Yeah, you could absolutely do that. You know, Nav's officer at the pilot seat. It's a bit jerky and rough, but you get there and it's great. Yeah, I love that. So there you are very quickly. And as soon as you're sort of within a reasonable range, you signal to the captain and to Invicta, and you two ready for your spacewalk?
Ready as I'll ever be, since I still need to breathe.
All right, so the computer's voice, the wistful wishes voice, comes over, tells people to stand clear from the airlock, pressurize or depressurizes, I guess, that chamber so that you don't go sort of flying out uncontrolled. And once the air and pressure has been removed from the airlock, the door opens and nothing but this other ship, the MTFS Sundiata and the void of space are there. Tell me about this spacewalk, you two. To be very clear, we will, depending on how this goes, we may or may not have to roll some dice, but you all start off telling me about the spacewalk.
Oh boy. So from where we are on the airlock of our ship, staring out into the dense void of space, we can eyeball this ship, right?
Oh yeah. It's real. I mean, distance is hard to judge, but like it's you can absolutely see the side of the ship. Ilay has told you what to look for in terms of the other ship's airlock. You can see it very clearly. Cyla, you can see where you'll want to hook in to try and hack the lock on the airlock or whatever it is you're going to do. And it's definitely within a reasonable range. Whether or not that distance feels daunting to you is entirely up to you, but you can see where you need to head.
Oh yeah, well, Invicta's done spacewalks. I'm just like mentally trying to like envision how far this is.
Oh, totally. Also, for what it's worth, I totally buy that Invicta is confident. I don't think I would ever get used to spacewalking.
Oh, me? IRL, never. Invicta, no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
So she goes out a little ways, and she's kind of ready to steer herself, and she looks back at Cyla. You're the one that has to open the airlock on the other side after you. I'm sure we have comms or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And Cyla just walks like she would normally walk, just
I just imagine her doing that and then starting to spin because it is space.
It's the first 5 steps, and then there starts to be a slight tilt as you head over. Okay, so I think both of you are capable spacewalkers, and it's really not that big a distance, so I don't think we'll need any tests here to get you over to the ship. So you make it over there. The ship has definitely, we get a quick glimpse of the cockpit with Ilay, and the ship is trying to, the Sundiata is trying to hail you on comms. Ilay, what you doing?
I will answer them, but also I'm going to repeat the signal over to Captain Cyla 909 and Invicta.
Oh, okay. So you all hear, and that's great because we'll go back to you two. I just wanted a quick little moment. We're going to go back to you two as you hear Ilay reestablish comms with the Sundiata, and you hear a new voice come over and say, "We told you all that we don't need no help. Get out of here fast before we have to make you."
And we're telling you that it seems like you do need our help. We heard the cutout seemed very abrupt, so we're gonna do what I do. We're gonna do what we do best, what I do best, and just stand by, I guess.
And I'm going to mute because I don't want them to know what Invicta and Captain Cyla 919's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely trying to speak in vague terms just to kind of jostle that person up a bit. But yeah, I essentially, like I said, sent that output over to Captain Cyla 919 and Invicta, not the input. And so I just said that to them and said,
Smart.
well, if you're going to do something, seems like it needs to probably be quick.
Okay. All right. So we're back with our spacewalkers, and you all have arrived at the crew airlock for the Sundiata. What are we doing?
I would think that, do I need to roll for this, or is this a conversation?
Yeah,
So
to hack the airlock?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely want to use, unless you would like to have a conversation first, Invicta. Otherwise, this is my specialty. So one would assume you would let me do as I do.
Far be it from me to stop you from what you're good at.
Thank you for acknowledging that I am good at something. So I will use my weaponized braid.
Yep.
I will use exploration.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. That's a good value for this. Okay. You keep going. I went ahead and rolled mine, and I rolled a hitch, but we'll deal with that in a minute.
Guess you can't say it went off without a hitch, huh?
No.
It's usually not my thing. I don't know what tickled me so much about that, y'all. I'm tired.
Okay, so I said that, and then if I can get it to go up, then do it right or get out of my way.
Yep, that feels good. Okay, before you roll, I have rolled mine. My total is a 2, because I rolled a 1 and a 2 on my 2d6s, because it is a cargo vessel. It doesn't have super complex security systems. So, Cyla 919, you've got at least 1 plot point, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so if you would like, since I rolled a hitch, technically when I roll them, they're called opportunities for you. If you would like to spend a plot point, you can buy that hitch off of me and step down your exhausted stress to a D4. If you would like. You certainly don't have to.
That was just oddly specific, so I feel like I should do it, but I also don't want to do it. Okay.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't have to. It was specific because in this moment you've just got the 1 stress listed on your thing, and that's really all you can buy it for. But if you want to hang on to your plot point and use it for yourself later for something else, that is totally fine.
If you already rolled a hitch, so I'm gonna just gonna go with it.
All right. Well, the good news is that you beat my total of 2. The bad news is you did it on a 4 on one of those dice and then got a couple more 1s. So you succeed in hacking the seal for the airlock and getting it to obey your commands, as it were. But it is going to this is an old ship, and the systems on it, like, it's just an old clunker cargo ship, and so you get, like, there's a little bit of a short as you're hacking through the system, and a little bit of current slips up your braid and in back to you. So I'm going to buy 1 of those hitches. So you get you get 1 more plot point, but you are also going to now have a D6 of injured stress. I'm going to leave you that other hitch because I don't think a little bit of static feedback is going to injure you more than a D6 level, and none of the other stress categories make much sense to me.
So that's a D4 and injured?
A D6 and injured.
D6 and injured.
Yeah.
Ooh,
all right, but you succeeded. You beat my my 2. So you do manage to get control over the airlock, and you can open it and close it at will at this point.
After you.
I go in, and after Cyla comes in as well, is it 1 door to get in, then another So are we in a chamber waiting to be pressurized?
Yeah, exactly. So the airlock will lead you to another airlock chamber that then Cyla does have control over that whole airlock system. So once you're in, she'll be able to, no rolls required, pressurize the chamber, and then you can get inside. But that is a thing you'll have to do.
Okay. So I wait for Cyla to do all of that.
All right.
And
yeah.
I was just wondering if the door would open as well, or if that was part of what Cyla can control.
You can control it, Silas. If you want to pressurize and hold on the door, you can. Or you can just sort of have it all happen very quickly if you all are sort of going with the Ilay approach to swift and decisive action.
Cyla is trying to low-key impress Invicta. So as smooth and cool as she can make it look, that's what it needs to do.
Yeah, it's just like you time the pressurization so that like the airlock closes and it feels almost like as soon as that door hits the bottom, the other, of course, it's not immediate, but pretty close. The other one starts up. And as that other door starts up, we're going to flash back to Ilay real quick. Did you sever comms or did you just mute the comms? I
severed comms just because I don't, it's open again, but like I severed the channel just because I want it to be a surprise. Like I'm trying to give Captain Cyla 919 and Invicta the element of surprise. So I'm trying to maybe jostle them a bit. Maybe I think that the person who was over comms is just going to get frustrated and just like yell out into the ether for a second. But the comms are back open. I just closed it for that brief time being.
Yeah. Okay. So you get another hail from the ship. Now we can do two things. We can certainly play out this conversation. If you want, you just said something really interesting. If you want to try to actually mechanically, narratively significantly fluster this person, this new person, we can certainly do that. And that will be another contest that we can have if you like, Ilay.
Let's do it.
All right. Ooh, I'm loving this. Y'all are into and we're doing it and we're weaving. This is great. I love it. All right. So you are the one initiating the contest. So you're going to put together your dice pool and you will set the first difficulty number yourself. And then I will roll back and we'll see what happens.
All right. I am going to use, we are a community because I care about the people on board and especially my crew. So I'm gonna do one of those. Right now I'm definitely in a not balance but duty. Like this is me going right back into what Ilay is good at, which is like essentially rescuing or helping other people.
Sure.
And let's see here. And I guess I'm just doing what makes sense and not like what is the best out of all these, but and then I'll do focus. I'll do focus for the last one in a sense of, I'm having to multitask between keeping the ship steady and being on comms and talking to this person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am going to say that you can, if you wish, you can add an additional D6 to your pool. The person that you are contesting against has a stress that would apply to this situation if you would like to take advantage of it. And it's only a D6, so it's up to you, right? Like it could be super helpful, but it's also a 1 in 6 chance for another hitch. So your call.
I'm going to stay with the dice pool I have.
Okay, go ahead and roll that up and let's get our first difficulty then.
Okay. Please be good. That's all right.
Okay. All right, not bad, not bad. So we got a 6 with a D8 effect die, which we will see if that comes up. Now I'm putting together my pool and I'm missing a die, but I can't figure out where it is. I found it. Okay, so we are trying to beat a 6 here. Let's see what we get. Oh, well, we did. So we got, you know what? I'm actually going to, for reasons, and I will explain this later, but I beat that with an 8. So It is now your turn to decide if you want to concede and give in, and that way you won't take any stress, or if you want to press your luck and continue the contest.
In this type of engagement, Ilay will keep pushing because
Okay.
it's important to them. So
absolutely, yeah. So, and we're gonna play this out. Once we've gotten through these, we'll play this out in the back and forth between you two. So you're gonna
Sure.
roll the same dice pool, and you want to beat an 8 this time.
Ooh, okay. All right, so I'm going to end that one in the same dice pool. So focus, duty. Okay.
All right, roll it up.
Oh boy, here we go. Yep, that's me. That's about right. That's about right. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to buy the hitch, so you get a plot point, and I'm gonna give you, you know what? I'm actually gonna give you a D6 of afraid stress, and it's not that you're afraid for yourself, but the fact that this person is managing to out-talk you makes you worried for the people on board.
Yes.
So I will buy that from you. Give yourself a plot point. Take a D6 of afraid stress, and let's have that conversation now. Okay. So the comms go live, and this voice comes over and says, "Ho ho 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 ho! You're a tricksy one, aren't you? Opening the airlock, eh? How many do you send in?"
I suppose you'll find out.
And I'm still trying to have like some sort of fight in my voice, but like also.
I am so sorry, Ilay. Well, let's finish this conversation, and then I'll fix it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was it. That's all I was saying.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Tell me again what you said, because I just noticed a thing and I didn't hear you.
I said, I suppose we'll find out.
And I'm still relaying all the output over to the 2 crew members who are out and about.
So he begins to speak again. He says, "Oh yeah, indeed, you're just trying to distract me," and the comms go dead. Now, what I realized I did wrong was contests are a little bit different in terms of what happens if you lose them, if you press your luck and lose them. I am going to buy that stress from you, so that will stay the same. Your effect die on that last roll was a D4, and that's because you used 2 dice to get your total. You hitched on 1, which means that can't count for anything. So if there's no dice left, it's just automatically a D4. Mm-hmm. The opponent in the contest won, and their effect die is a D10. Now, ooh, that's rough, because in contests, the stress that you take from losing them is equal to the opponent's effect die if it's higher than yours.
Okay.
So I am actually going to say that the stress that I bought from you is not afraid. It's actually insecure. So if you want to move that D6 to insecure, and then for losing the contest, your afraid stress is going to be a D10. This man very clearly, in fact, I'm going to add a little bit to him before he goes off comms, but what he says to you just to the core frightens you. So before the comms go dead, you hear him say, "Oh, you're trying to distract me. This is what you get." And you hear blaster fire over the comms before they go dead, and you hear some screaming.
Oh, I don't know if they hear the output of that. Both, yeah.
They do, yeah. So with Ilay extremely shaken, the doors are opening. The interior airlock doors are opening, and Captain Cyla 919 and Invicta, you all hear the screaming over the comms. What is your first move before we head to break?
Ilay, can you identify where the screams are coming from?
Is there? Oh, the bridge.
Yeah. I believe it's the bridge. That's where all the commotion seems to be coming from.
Can you send a map to our comms? And I pull my blade.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
look to Cyla. Shall we?
Ilay, do you see a route possibly through the vent system?
Oh, interesting.
Let me check really quickly.
And putting the ship on autopilot, going like just because we're still alongside them, and I'm pulling up the navigation and I have the ship schematics in front of me. I'm sending out what Invicta requested from me, so that they see, a mini HUD display of the ship on their little helmet, and then on their helmet, and then I'm going to show if there is vent. You said there was a basic schematic of the ship, so I don't know if it would show like ventilation within the ship.
I think so. I think that makes sense to me. Yeah. Or at the very least, from like negative space on the schematics, you can sort of figure out where ventilation shafts and that sort of stuff are. Absolutely. That sounds fun.
Ilay?
Yes.
There's currently a folder on the desktop. Feel free to slide all documents directly into it. They will be uploaded into my system. Thank you.
Easy enough.
And do that and then get back onto piloting.
Okay, so Invicta and Cyla 919, you have a general sense of where the bridge is and where the imperiled people are, and you've also got so you've got a route there just walking through the ship, and you've got a sneakier, longer but perhaps more stealthy route through some ventilation systems. We will find out which you all pick when we return from our break. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Get yourself some water, a libation if that is a thing that you do. Stretch, take a bio, and we will be back shortly to find out what happens aboard the MFTS Sundiata. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope you got your water and your bio and whatever else you needed, because we are back and things are tense. Before we left, Ilay tried to get the person that was on the other end of the comms a little riled up, a little nervous, a little maybe taking some chances and saying some things, but it kind of backfired on them. And unfortunately, Ilay had to be privy to what sounded like some folks getting shot at, unclear whether or not they were hit, but it was enough to really rattle Ilay in that moment. Meanwhile, Captain Cyla 919 and Invicta are both at the airlock to the Sundiata and have just breached it, are ready to go inside, have the schematics of the ship. So the first and most important question is, how are you all moving through the ship? You have the schematics for the ventilation system, and then you also just have the basic layout of the ship to get to the bridge.
I look at Silas like I'm ready to just go down the hall, but
do you not think that having the element of surprise might be conducive to walking into this situation?
it could be, but there's two of us. We don't know how many hostiles are on the ship. But I suppose we could take the vents.
Are you afraid?
Do you not remember what happened when you called me weak?
I'm not calling you weak, or am I saying you are afraid? I'm asking if you are, as part of a conversation as we embark on an adventure together.
No, I'm not afraid. I have whetted my blade many times. I just prefer to be more direct when there's a chance to.
And I believe that if we go through the ventilation system and we're able to peer through, we'll be able to see how many hostiles are in our view, and if possible, drop down and attack them as well. Do you not think that is a good plan?
That's a good plan.
Then we shall go. Would you like for me to give you a boost?
And I just gotta smile and flex my claws. So I've taken off my gloves so I can hold my sword at this point.
Sure. And there's, a little clip for him on the belt, whatever. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Oh, yes. A little claw action.
Also, and I just climb up to the vent. I'm like, I'm a cat.
Question.
Yeah.
Are your claws painted, Invicta?
Oh.
No, there wasn't time yet. And I would ruin the chipping. I would ruin it if I had painted them. My claws are digging into a ship. Would you like to
still
see
gonna look a little sad.
Aw.
She's gonna look a little sad at Invicta's claws and realize Invicta didn't use the nail lacquer, and be maybe a little sad about it.
Oh my god, I need to see sad Cyla, because I'm just like, you actually can
Dejected.
show sad, dejected Cyla.
Bawa.
Yeah.
Great. So, Invicta begins climbing up. Cyla, you're going to head up, and we are going through the vents, it sounds like. So as you are moving through, you see where you need to go, and it seems like a relatively straightforward path, plenty of twists and turns to get to the right place on the bridge. Seems fairly straightforward, but as you two climb up there, the thing that you very clearly notice is that every, I don't know, maybe 25, 30, every like 8 to 10 meters, there is the vents have this sort of transparent panel on them, and lots of ships have this. It allows for maintenance to sort of inspect the vents really easily in case there's a blockage somewhere. But the trick is that if you are trying to sneakily crawl through them, those particular transparent bits are going to render you very, very visible. So you'll need to sort of time your passage through them when no one is looking, which is not at all a problem for the first 2/3 of this trek through the ventilation system, because strangely, there really isn't, for a ship this size, should have a fairly sizable crew. You don't see anybody.
Is there a way for either of us to scan for life forms?
I think you both could probably do a very sort of short range scan, see what's in proximity. If you wanted a more ship-wide scan that could give you a heads up further ahead of where you are, I think that would be a thing that Ilay would have to do from your ship and then relay the information.
Okay, I'm going to send a comm, not speaking, but like through our devices to Ilay to request that.
Okay, yeah. So Ilay, you get a little ping from Invicta.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make my way towards the sensor station, and I assume I see something that kind of looks like ship scanning, because Ilay is not the best at the sensor array, but they're gonna make do.
So it's a picture of a human heart and a picture of a ship, and that's, you just push that button. No, not really. Go on.
What a strange icon. I would not use that for this. And
Yeah,
I'm going to click it.
Suddenly everyone on board has a heart. No. So yeah, you hit that, you do whatever it is on the comm station, and you get a readout of, it's probably like a heat signature type thing on board the ship. And you can see that there are a lot of heat signatures on the bridge, like more than would be required if like the commanding officers were there doing their thing. There's a lot more on the bridge. You do see a couple others around the ship. You see 2 pairs of 2 heat signatures that seem to be like patrolling up and down corridors. And you spot 2 other heat signatures separate from each other. So 2 more individual heat signatures, one of which is huddled in what looks like a maybe a storage space or something like that, and isn't moving. And another one of which seems to be trying to move through the corridors of the ship, but is fairly close to one of those patrol pairs that you noticed.
All right. And that same info went to both of us, correct?
Unless Ilay doesn't want to tell one of you that.
Nope, I will relay it to both, because Ilay is not going to be, they don't want to deal with that.
Ilay values their life and their peace. Yeah. So you all, so all 3 of you now know that information.
So how many are directly below?
Where you are heading, that's a good question that I should have answered and didn't. So you all are heading for, you're essentially going to, if you're not careful, intersect with one of those patrols of 2, which happens to be the patrol of 2 that is sort of being tailed by the individual person. So there are 3 people nearby you for all intents and purposes.
But we don't know which one is which.
So if we talk, would they hear? Oh, sorry.
If you, no, it's okay. I was just gonna say it isn't quite like, like a predator heat scan where you can like see the body position that someone's in. You're really just getting readouts of where people are. And if they spoke, Invicta, if you spoke quietly, you could communicate with each other without them hearing, as long as you're quiet.
Okay. I think the one that still is our person on comms.
Why do you think that?
Because of how still they're being. It seems as if they're either under captivity or they're hiding.
Do you believe if we move this, or possibly drill a quiet hole into this space? No. If we do that, then we risk the piece falling out. Question?
Answer.
Would I be able to drill a hole, like laser a hole, and then pick it, like, but catch it so that it doesn't go down? Like possibly like put my finger or a braid, either of those things, into the hole and pull that piece out so that we have a line of sight, so we can see if they're perhaps being held captive with weapons.
Yeah,
to get a better line of sight.
I think so. So so since we know that there are individuals near you, and you got to do this carefully and quickly and quietly. Yes, you can absolutely do that, but I think we're gonna have to do a test for it.
Okay.
For what it's worth, Cyla is very good at this. So when I'm building my dice pool, it's just going to be 2d6. It is a, hold on. In fact, I think Cyla is so good at it that if I can make my dice pool 2d4, I'm going to look that up in my beautiful Cortex Handbook. I just gotta check the different. Yeah, okay. In fact, D4s are an option for mine. So I am, in fact, going to just make it 2d4. Because it is a very simple task for you, but it does run the risk of, things not going particularly well if you fail. So, the difficulty is 4, but I have rolled an opportunity. So again, Cyla, if you would like, you have the opportunity to buy my, you have the chance to buy my opportunity and step down one of your stresses if you would like.
I would not like.
All right, hold on to them then, and let's put together your dice pool for this quickly, and then all you got to do is beat a 4 on my part.
All right, so I'm going to use weaponized braid.
Yep, because that is literally what you're using.
My laser. And
yeah.
Let's go with do it right or get out of my way.
Sure, you are. You're still maybe showing off for Invicta a little bit.
Absolutely. And Monsagene. Or do I only get 2? I only get
no, so you only get one of the distinctions. So it's either do it my way or Monsagene or Biopriest.
Oh yeah, I'll just do right to get out of my way. Weaponized braid.
Great.
And should I just go with that and risk it?
You can go. Yeah, I was gonna say you can go. The fewer the dice, the fewer opportunities for a 1. But as long as you've got 2 dice, that is your minimum for a dice pool. So you're good if you want to be. All right. That is a 7 total, no hitches. So absolutely without any problem, you very quietly, drill the little hole. The braid holds on to the piece while you drill it. You pull it out, and you now have a little spy hole to look through to see the approaching people, whoever they end up being.
All right, so I'm gonna go, now that that's done, try to look through and see if I can get eyes on the person we think is the captive and the other 2 bodies.
You got it. So you hear them before you see them, Cyla, and you hear their footsteps, and 2 of them are just sort of like very chill, sort of chatting, that sort of stereotypical cliche 2 patrol guards that are sort of paying attention and shooting the shit with each other. So you hear them, their footfalls and their conversation as they approach before you see them. They eventually step in, and not that I don't know that you've ever interacted with a Musalian Trade Federation ship's crew while they were on duty, but you definitely get the idea looking at these 2 that they are not crew members of this ship. They are dressed in sort of just pure black, like combat outfits. They've got blasters strapped to their belts, and there is no obvious Musalian Trading Federation insignias anywhere on their outfit. And they pass underneath you and continue on down the corridor. And a few moments later, you hear the second, or I guess the third, whatever, the other set of quiet footfalls heading your way. I will pause here in case there's anything that either of you want to do now that the 2 seemingly hostile individuals have moved past you.
Do you think that we should attack them and make sure that they don't get any further and possibly steal their uniforms?
We could, except we know nothing about this ship. And we can't
But we
pretend
would
to
be able to get
them.
around more if we blend in with our surroundings.
If you think we can somehow pull this off, please be my guest.
Do I have time between the non-hostile to possibly grab the two with braids, like tap them on the shoulder, have them look at each other, and then clunk their heads together?
I love it. You definitely have time. And you are, yes, I mean, absolutely. They're going to, strangely enough, and I know this may come as a surprise, they're going to try to keep you from doing that once they notice you. So we've got a contest on our hands, but you can absolutely do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I would like to look at Invicta and smile, and then try to let two braids go down, extend, tap, tap on shoulders, have them look at each other, use the braids to push their heads together.
I love it. All right, let's put together that dice pool. I am going to go ahead and again, you don't have to use it, but if you would like to use a D6 sort of hidden circumstantial asset, I would be fine with that, since they do not know that you are there.
I would like to use power because it's definitely a power play.
Oh, for sure.
And it's also very technical, so go with Montagene.
Sure, having sort of that knowledge of fine control of those braids, sure.
All right.
Any skills that you want to add? No is okay. You've got 3 dice, so that's, fine. And as I said, if you want to take advantage of the fact that you are hidden, you can add a d6 to that.
I wish that I could use fly in the sense that this is going to look really fly instead of I can fly.
Yeah, I love everything about that. You know what? The hidden asset I'm actually going to say is a D8. I think it's worth a little bit more that they have no idea that you're there yet. So if you want to add a D8 for a hidden asset, that's not by any means an encouragement for you to necessarily do so if you don't want to. But as I thought about it, I think you're a little better hidden than D6.
All right.
All right. All right. So you hold on to that because I'm going to roll to set the difficulty. This is just going to be... I'm just going to pull 2d6 and then I'm going to pull 1 more for your exhausted stress. So let's roll that up. And we have a 10 total to work with here. So, I'm going to clear that because this is a contest, not a test. So you have to roll first. That was my bad. Sorry. I know the rules to this game. All right. So we have an 11 and a hitch. I'm going to leave that hitch for now. And I'm going to now roll against and see if we can beat your 11. It's going to be rough considering I have only D6s, but let's see how we do. Oh, I got a 10. All right, so you accomplish exactly that. And I foolishly thought perhaps I could continue this contest. So I didn't buy your hitch. So you're good with stress. You win the contest, which means you do exactly what you wanted to. So tap, tap, look at each other, bonk, and they are cold clocked out. Probably won't last too long, but they are definitely long enough that you can get some work done. So are you hopping down immediately?
I would like to hop down after looking back at Invicta and saying, 2 heads are better than 1.
Invicta just gives her that 1,000-yard stare like, please work on your jokes. Because I don't know what she did because the whole...
Oh, right, because you can't see it. That's true.
And I'm just looking at her like, is this really a time for jokes? Really?
I love it. You have no idea why she made that joke. Oh, no. Oh, that got me.
Wow.
Just a totally out of context pun. I love it. Oh goodness.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So that happens. So Cyla, you what's happening now? So she has not appreciated your joke. And what are we doing next?
Gonna pull out the tile and hop down.
Yep.
Or climb down using their unpainted claws until we get in. Before we go down, I do want to check in with Ilay and just let them know that we've taken down two potential hostiles and are now making our way to attempt to secure the vessel.
It is noted. Thank you for the update. Everything is still great over here, and it doesn't seem like they're straying off course.
It seems we are doing head and shoulders above what we could be. Ha 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 ha. Let us go.
Oh my god. So, as you hop down from the ventilation shaft, that individual heat signature that was coming not too far behind these two finally sort of rounds the corner, and it is a Monzagene man who is wearing very obviously, as soon as you see it, it is very obviously the uniform for the MTFS Sundiata. It has, you know, a big Trade Federation insignia on the breast. They're very he looks like he probably worked in engineering because he's got like you know, a jumpsuit on, like an engineering not onesie, but you know what I mean. So he's very clearly crew of this ship, turns the corner, sees the two that you have knocked out, sees you two coming out of the ventilation system, and just freezes.
I turn around when I hear, because I'm guessing he's not trying to disguise walking because he didn't expect to see us.
Well, he was trying to hide from the other two, so he was a little quieter, but like once he turned the corner and saw them out, he was so startled that he absolutely let out like an audible gasp. So you know he's there for sure.
Oh, wait, you were the one that was on comms, weren't you? Aside, is this the one that was on comms?
No.
Oh, okay.
A solid guess, but no. This one was not. He says, "Oh, no. That was probably communications officer Kiani. Are you gonna kill me?"
No, we're not gonna kill you. And I start getting out of my suit and sizing up the two that are on the ground to see if their clothes will even fit me.
They are both, these two are both also Monzagene. So one of them is fairly tall and fairly, you know, buff. So it's gonna, the arms and legs are gonna be a little short, but you'll probably be able to get it on. Yeah.
Seeing as how we have to get off this ship, well, no, because we'd need them. We probably have to take a ship back.
Thank you, Happy Kaiju Stompy Time coveralls. I knew there was a word for it.
Yep.
I just happened. I
didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I have to admit that chat often goes by too fast and I don't really watch it. Every now and again I will peek in and I just happen to catch that message. I've been losing words.
It's okay. It's been a week. It's been a whole week.
Yes, it has.
So basically, so I don't lose my suit, it decompresses into a very nice little carrying case that I can like slip in a pocket. And I look at their clothes and I'm just like, I'm just gonna be a visiting engineer.
Yeah.
I like take it, but I roll up the sleeves. I basically like put on their crew jacket, but roll up the sleeves like
Perfect. Just like great. I love it.
Yeah, just like fine, whatever.
The other individual who asked if you all were going to kill him seems relatively relieved that you said no and have not made to attack him yet, but he still doesn't really know what's going on. So he's just sort of standing there, hands up, just sort of watching. Cyla, what are you doing?
We do not intend to harm you. Are you in danger?
Well, and he sort of, you can see him looking at the two on the ground and goes, yes, I am. And you know, enemy of my enemy and all that. Yes, I am.
Question, out of character question really quick.
Yeah.
Are the two that are knocked out, are they going to be out for a while?
They'll be out for long enough that you can sort of deal with them, whatever that means for you. But they're, maybe 10 minutes at the most.
And I look at this engineer. Have they hurt anyone on the crew?
I mean, I don't know if these two in particular have. But definitely some of the crew have been hurt since they boarded us.
Good to know. And since they are prone and knocked out, I shouldn't have to fight with them in order to stab them, correct?
Correct.
I'm basically going to take my Blade Keeper weapon and pin one of them to the floor. The one whose jacket I took, because that's all I could wear.
Right, there you go. Yes, with your Aventera dagger.
No, with my my blade key.
You're like,
because I'm pinning him to the floor, like a science experiment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask anyway, just because I feel like I should. Are you pinning him through a vital organ, or just through something that's gonna hurt a lot and keep him in place?
Hurt a lot and keep him in place and talking until I'm tired of him.
Okay, great. That is sort of what I assumed, but I did feel the need to check since, we haven't seen Invicta in battle yet. All right, so yeah, absolutely. That wakes him up pretty quick, I think. So he, starts screaming in pain. The other one is still out. Yes.
I was just like, I could make this faster if you don't stop screaming.
There are a few whimpers, but he will stop for the moment. This poor engineer just doesn't know what's happening. So he sort of goes, he looks to both of you and goes, can I go?
You should tell her the best way to get to the one we heard on comms. I'll get some information from this one.
Okay. He looks to you, Captain Cyla 919. Hi.
Are you aware of how many hostiles are on this ship?
Not exactly. There were, I've run into at least 2 different patrols, so I guess that's 4. And then there was, they're kept, I would say anywhere from like 10 to 15, probably. Oh, damn, I broke the pen.
You are Monsegene, yes?
Uh-huh.
When is the last time that you updated your software?
I've been on board the Sundiata for, well, let's just say it's been a while since I've been home to upgrade.
Is that why you have no idea of what's going on in your surroundings?
Oh, yeah. My protocols were updated. I am very good at engineering, and he sort of gestures to his coveralls. But many of my longer range sensors sort of had to be pushed aside to make room for some of the well, not newer anymore, but newer at the time engineering. You know what? The point is, no, I don't know what's really going on around.
You have no signs of fear, even though you're in a situation where people are in danger?
No, I definitely got the emotional upgrades, and I'm pretty sure this is fear. But I have a slight dampener on so that I don't run up and down the corridors screaming, if I'm honest.
So he's got the no panic upgrade. Great. The other one's gonna wake up soon, Cyla. What are we doing?
Can I punch the other one so he stays down?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, you can.
Should buy us some time. You will not repeat anything that you have seen in this hallway. If you see someone in danger, it is your obligation to help.
Okay.
And that pertains only to the original members of this ship, not the people detaining them.
Got it.
Can you remember
So,
that?
Yes, definitely.
What did I just say?
Don't tell anyone that isn't part of the original crew of the Sundiata.
Tell them what?
Anything about what I have seen here, which, if I'm honest, I'm probably going to purge from the memory banks as soon as I can.
Carry on.
Great. You know how the bridge that way to the you go that way. I'm going to go this way. And he sort of takes off to find a nice quiet place to hide. So the one that you have pinned, Invicta, is whimpering as softly as possible. Eyes are huge. Several times, a couple of times, he looks up at you and looks like he wants to like say or ask something, and then thinks better of it and just sort of shrinks back. Tries not to move too much with this, giant blade through him.
How many of you are there on this ship?
And you sort of see him counting for a minute, and he says, 10.
Including you two?
Uh-huh.
Where are the others stationed?
We've got 2 more who are on patrol, and the other 6 are on the bridge with the hostages.
6 on the bridge. Where's the other 2 patrolling?
They should be making their rounds port side by now.
Good to know. Anything else you wish to tell us?
What does he wish to tell you? I think the pain of the blade going straight through him is suppressing his desire to be snarky and angry. So he will say, no.
Good. And I twist the blade so that it basically snaps.
And he very brief sort of cry and then limp, and quiet.
And dead.
And dead, yes, I should say, and dead.
And I just pull my blade out and kind of wipe it clean, and then I tie up the other one that Cyla has knocked out.
Yeah, and you see, like, dude's gonna have quite the shiner from bashing heads and then just getting socked by Cyla 919. So yeah, nope, you can absolutely tie him up, and I don't know where you go put him, but I'm sure you can find somewhere fun.
I look around. Cyla, is there a storage unit or, I don't know, a trash chute that goes out in space anywhere nearby?
Scanning. Eugenio, please update information.
Okay, I was like, is she just gonna decide? Because I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I think you've like a few options. There's a storage container, storage like closet, whatever, that would be pretty inconspicuous that you could toss him in. If you want him off the ship, if you walk through the corridors, you're not that far from the airlock, so you could get back to there. Or alternatively, there are some crew quarters nearby that probably have better locks on the doors, but also, it's someone's room. So those are your sort of 3 options that are quickly nearby.
I say that we carry them to the airlock.
All right. Well, I'm guessing because I kind of pinned him to the floor, there's not a lot of blood.
I mean, I think you absolutely could have like picked a spot that would hold him there there is blood, but it's not like a head wound. Yeah.
But if somebody walks by, they're going to notice blood on the floor.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it's enough that you could clean it up probably. Since you have noted that point, I'm not going to hold it against you. So yeah, you can absolutely clean it up.
Okay, I'm just going to like use something from the dead one to clean up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're spacing the dead one. What are we doing with the unconscious one? Are we also spacing the unconscious one?
I say we gag them and put them in a storage unit, but they're very well tied up. No one's gonna hear them or find them for a while.
Yes, but when one wakes up, he will be next to a dead body. That might be traumatizing.
I thought we were spacing the dead one and then tying the other one up, but perhaps I have misunderstood.
Oh, I was just gonna space both of them.
All right, I'm gonna wait. I want to make sure that I'm understanding this. Dead one. Where's the dead one going?
Out in space.
Okay, cool, Cyla.
Okay.
Okay, great. How about the one that's alive but unconscious at the moment? What's happening to that one?
Space.
Okay, Cyla says space. Invicta?
I'm fine with that. So can we go drop them off?
Oh,
What just hit the ship? Is everything okay down there?
You read my mind, Ilay. I was gonna cut back to you that you got a notification that the airlock was opening, and you just see some figures start floating by the cockpit window or the bridge windows.
I wasn't warned, so my ship hits it. Like,
oh yeah, that's true. There you go. You hear a dull thud.
Oh, bugs on the windshield.
First crew member was not the imposter.
I can't stand you.
Y'all know I still haven't played that game. All right. Yes, you read my mind, Ilay. I love it. All right, so you can space those two. No real problem there. Dare I ask what's next?
Get into the bridge, hopefully undetected.
Now, Cyla, are you because I know Invicta put on sort of as much of the outerwear as she could from one of the pirates. Are you also taking the other pirate's outfit? Probably size-wise, you could make it work.
And the coveralls?
No, these guys are in sort of like black fatigues.
So Cyla's gonna put on the fatigues. She's gonna roll them up and cuff them at the bottom, and have them tucked into the boots. Still put her jacket over the other jacket, so that it still appears as if she's in uniform, but just put a little stank on it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, great. So you two, you have parts of the pirate uniform on, and proceed to the bridge. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, particularly now that you're walking through the corridors, it's not, it's really no challenge or issue to get there. There's only one other patrol, and they're on the other side of the ship, so you don't have to. And Ilay can update you and let you know that you don't have to worry about anyone else getting in your way. But you get to the bridge doors, and the security door to the bridge is down, and pretty obviously probably locked.
Is there any way that we can scan inside again to check for heat signatures before? Like, we know that there's 6, but what do we know of as far as hostages being inside before we kind of go in guns blazing?
Sure. So, Ilay, if you wanted to check again specifically on the bridge, you would get, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You would get a total of 12. Nope, more than that. You would get a total of 16 heat signatures on the bridge.
Mm.
I'm getting 16 heat signatures at the bridge. Seems a bit crowded. I don't know who's who down there.
Well, what are the cultures? We've already run into another Menzigene.
Well, Ilay, I think you probably could identify through the heat signatures that it doesn't seem like any of the individuals on the, well, if there are Menzigene individuals on the bridge, there's a chance you wouldn't spot them.
right.
And you aren't noticing, Solansi often have sort of different heat signatures, probably lower temperature, honestly. So they're also sort of easy to notice, and you don't notice any Salansi. So it's probably some combination of Musalians, possibly Hyenols. What am I missing? Is that all?
And Monseganes, because I can't see that.
And possibly Monseganes. Yes, thank you. I knew there was another one.
It seems that there might be a couple Hyenols down there, some Musalians and possibly Monseganes. Of course, I cannot figure that out if they're down there or not. I can't even read Captain Cyla 919's signature.
Very well. Is there a course of action that you would suggest?
Well, if you're going to do something, make sure you do it aggressively, quickly, and make sure you know who your enemy is very quickly and who is someone who needs help.
I was hoping more for a plan of attack, but thank you for your efforts.
Certainly.
We do not know who our enemy is. We possibly could have extracted more information from our own potential hostages had we not ejected them. But for now, we must come to decisive action and to follow through.
Cyla, are you malfunctioning?
No.
You repeated.
Low battery.
Well, I suggest you plug in somewhere quickly.
Let's find space.
Mm.
Can I find a space to plug in my hypercharge?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Are you you trying to deal with that exhausted stress? Is that what's happening here? Okay, yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. There are power ports that you can configure your braid to sort of all over the place, honestly. So yeah, you can absolutely find one nearby the bridge door. And I just want to, here we go. I just want to make sure that I remember this. But you basically, what you're going to do is to reduce your complication outside of just a like a rest scene. You can make a test against, here it is. You're going to make a test against a base difficulty of 2d8 on my side. Yes. So yeah, start telling me about because it's gonna your hypercharge requires some effort on your part, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit uncomfortable. It has the potential to sort of overload you. There are risks involved to hypercharge. So tell me a little bit about what you're putting together to do this well.
So I would like to use fix as well as power. And Monsegane. So what I'm hoping for is some form of a, like, I don't need a full charge, but I am running low and I don't want to go into this situation without being charged up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So this is a test, not a contest. So I roll to set the difficulty first, and I've just got 2d8s. All right, so that is coming up as a 12. So beat a 12, Cyla 919. No whammies and all that. Ooh. Okay, that is a 13 with a D8 effect die. So your to walk through this. You beat the difficulty, so you are going to reduce your exhausted stress, because that's what you're working on here. Your effect die was a D8, which is larger than my effect die, which was only a D4, because I only had 2 dice to begin with. And so since your effect die is greater than your complication, which was only at a D6, it is eliminated entirely. It's not just stepped down, but it is eliminated entirely.
So no exhausted stress?
No exhausted stress.
Hey.
Okay, great. Yes.
All right.
Pretty sure I did that right. So there you go. You charge up, you decouple at just the right moment so it doesn't overload you, and you are no longer exhausted.
I apologize for my timing. It was not something that I was prepared to do today, and I did not charge after our bonding time last night.
Are you going to be able to complete the mission?
Absolutely. I am here to be your teammate. Would you like to barge in, or would you like to come up with a plan to possibly re-enter the ventilation system? What would you do?
I mean, I would just go in with my sword in one hand and a gun in the other. But since we don't know who's who in there, we should be cautious because we're not going to fool anybody in these outfits.
Are we not stylish?
Stylish, but we don't look like we belong on the ship of either faction. Also, I'm a rather tall cat, so fashion isn't my forte.
I was told individuality was a perk in these situations. My book is not giving me the proper information.
Because your book can't tell you how to deal with other people. That can only be gained through experience. Not all answers lie in books.
I will note that. Would you like to just open the door?
Say that again, Cyla? Oh.
You may, it just occurred to me, you may see if there's any sort of electrical panel for the lights in the next room. It may help if you cut them off before you come in, just so that you can keep them unawares. I think that was something that you were trying to look to do.
Cut the power. Genius.
I like this. But
Ilay, you can look on your, I'm sorry, let me just real quick say, Ilay, you can look on your schematics and find a nearby electrical panel, so that's not an issue. Go ahead, Invicta, sorry.
I was going to say, but if you cut the power, how are we getting onto the bridge?
Some systems allow for when power is cut off that some hatches open. Just make sure you select the right one on the panel.
All true.
All right. If you could give us a location of these panels, I would appreciate it.
Certainly. There's one that you're right next to, and then there's one about 6 meters away from where you're currently standing, back aft. So shouldn't be a problem at all.
And I turn around and see the panel because you said I'm right next to one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just kind of look at it and then look at Cyla. If you do the honors. Like, I'm not going 6 meters away. It's right there.
All right, Cyla, you want trying to cut this power and get that door open all in one fell swoop?
Indeed, I do.
All right. This will be another test. I don't think your injured stress is going to play into this, so I'm not going to get to use that. You know what? I'm going to call it an 8 and a 6. It's a little easier than easy. It's a little more difficult than easy. It's not quite as difficult as moderate, but there is some challenge to make sure that you don't lock yourself out of the bridge. So while you're putting your dice pool together, I will go ahead and roll the difficulty for this test. Okay, not bad. number to beat is a 9. You've grabbed your braids again, because yes, absolutely, she is using her braids to get in there. Manzagene, your experience presumably of technology. What else you gonna toss for us? Remember, you do have some, I have exactly how many you've got, but everyone does have at least 1 or 2 points left. So if at any point during any of this, y'all want to step up some skills, specifically skills, you can do so.
All right. Well, let's see what awaits us once we get through the door.
No rush on that, to be clear.
Oh, you got points. I'm like, what are you about to do to us, Eugenio?
Well, I don't know. I mostly know.
I've made that face before, sir. I know.
You know. Oh goodness. Where did I put y'all's number? Well, anyway. Okay, and you've added duty. Great, love that. Anything else on your end, Cyla? Oh, here we go. Cyla, you have 5 step-up points left for what that's worth to use on skills specifically. And if you need a list of them, let me know.
13.
13, that will do. No hitches. Fantastic. So with that 13, yeah, you get in there, you look around, you find the power source that will release the door lock and will depower the lights on the bridge and the door lock and some other systems without depowering the door itself. And so you I don't know, do you overload it? Do you cut it? What do you do to it to cause it to stop working?
I would like to put my braid inside and short it.
Yeah.
And hopefully not crossing over the wire that actually opens the door.
Right.
And hopefully walk in using night vision to see who has gone on the defensive and who went into a more like duck and cover position.
I love that. Absolutely. So that, and you short it, you don't cross over. Of course, shorting it's going to make it, that much more difficult for someone to like go over and fix it and turn the lights on at an inopportune moment. So that gets it good. And the doors open, onto the bridge of this ship. The bridge here of the Sundiata is somewhat more spacious than the bridge of the Wistful Wish, probably because it's actually about the same area, but the control centers are sized for non-Hathaway individuals, so they just take up less space. So there's sort of more room to move around. You can see in the captain's chair at the captain's station, you can see a man sitting there, a Musalian man sitting there wearing the black fatigues that you saw the other 2 pirates that you spaced, and that you 2 are now wearing. I forgot you have them on. Right next to him on either side of him are 2 other pirates in black fatigues with weapons, sort of seem to be bodyguards, and then there are 3 others sitting at various command stations, one over at comms, one at navigation, and one you can just sort of spot in a tactical station by the Sundiata's sort of sad little guns. And then on the floor, sort of huddled on the far end of the bridge, right up against the windshield of the bridge, are several crew members of the Sundiata in their uniforms with the patch for the Musalian Trade Federation, and they're all sort of on the ground, huddled together, and they look, positively terrified. You're muted, my dear. Sorry.
My bad. We're gonna go in and tell Invicta, like, to take these that are over to this side, and I'm gonna run first and try to push the crew members off to the side and tell them to make a run for it. Well, let's see what happens with that, and then start fighting.
Okay, Invicta, what's your plan to start here?
My plan to start is to kind of keep an eye, because I keep forgetting I'm a cat. I can see in the dark. I don't need the lights.
Oh, right.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm a great cat. I watch whatever Cyla's going to do. I've got my pistol, and I've got my weapon, and I'm ready to go in and start taking heads.
All right. All right. I love it. Okay. So one of the things about sort of I don't want to say combat encounters because that isn't necessarily that we're gonna, although Invicta certainly aren't shy from violence, but the important thing about Cortex and contests in situations like this that's a little bit different to get my head around for sure, is that for a scene like this, basically what we want to do is I want to know what you two are attempting to accomplish. So for Cyla, it's to go and get the hostages moving and out of where they are. For Invicta, it sounds like it's to make sure that Cyla is able to achieve that. So those are your, go ahead.
No, it's like definitely helping Cyla achieve that, but also it's like they hurt people. They took over the ship. So
even better. So maybe putting a little hurt on is in fact Invicta's goal in this situation. So what we do, it's a little backwards from I think what I'm used to and from what a lot of us are maybe used to in role-playing games. Before we narrate the specifics of how it all goes down, we're gonna do contests to determine ultimately who gets the right of narration and who, you know, is more successful at their goal. So I'm gonna have you both start putting together dice pools for what it is that you want to do. And again, remember if we want to step up any skills. So like Invicta, I think right now, I don't think you have, I think your fight skill is untrained. So if you wanted to step that up with some of your remaining points or you know, what have you, this would be a time for that. And you have, Invicta, you have also, both of you have 5 points left, so.
Yeah, because untrained just says untrained on my sheet.
Yeah, and so any other, like if you wanted to use fight now, you could, but you'd be tossing in a D4. So not
okay,
not hugely helpful.
Could I step that up though?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you and this will be like this is the character creation points. So this will be a permanent step up for fight if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm using Blade Keeper.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm stepping that up. I can only step it up to 10.
Well, the distinctions stay where they are. We can only step up skills with these points.
Okay, so I can't move that up. Okay.
Yeah, so that one will stay in. There you go. Perfect. Let me grab. I'm going to grab the list of. I should have passed this to you all sooner. I apologize. I'm going to grab the list of skills from our original thing so that we can see what they are. But there is a fight and there is a shoot, which are sort of our, you know, if we want to think of those as broadly speaking, like melee and ranged combat. Did that work?
All right, I have my blade. I have my Blade Keeper pool ready.
All right. Excellent. No weapons. Okay, great. And since this is a contest that you are initiating, you will take the first roll.
Oh, goody.
And yeah, go ahead and take that roll.
Oh.
Ooh.
You have a high score to beat.
I do. That is a 14. Okay. So I'm going to put together my pool now, and I need to look at the pirates' stats. Oh, the papers. Okay, here we go. All right. So we have this and this. And this is that pirate. So this and this. Great. All right. So 14 is the number to beat for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not. I rolled a 7 and 2 opportunities for you, Invicta.
Oh.
So if you want to spend any plot points to step down stresses, you can. You can spend up to 2 if you would like.
Oh, because I think I have one. I have an extra stress in injured and in. Oh God, what are they?
Right now, it looks like they're insecure and exhausted.
I'm going to get rid of that exhausted stress.
Do it.
So
that'll spend a plot point and clear your exhausted because it looks like it's down at a D4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So you succeed at this. Let's go ahead and get Cyla 919's contest done as well, because I think the two of you can weave your story together based on how things go. So Cyla 919, you are trying to get over there and get those hostages moving. What's that look like dice pool wise for you? Muted, my dear. I do it all the time on this thing.
So I'm trying to figure out a solution, like of the best way to try and get them off. But I have a question because I have one of the things that's inherited the bio priest because of the binary 0001, all that kind of stuff. Is you can figure out any problem. Everything is made up of ones and zeros. Because I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I'd like to kind of problem solve a way to get them all out of that area, like whether it's like snatching the ground up from under them and throwing them out of the room, or something like that.
I love that. Yeah. So so you want to use the bio priest distinction? Is that what you're saying here for the pool? Right. Okay, great. I love that.
I didn't know if I needed to do anything specific for that. That was in the layout.
Oh, the binary universe. Yeah, I see. So if you look right below that, so what Christina is trying very well, and I'm just not taking the hint. What she's trying to get me to look at is one of the biopriest talents. We haven't really dealt with this a whole lot yet. We may some right now, and certainly soon in the future. But this is another mechanic of Cortex that we haven't touched on yet. Every profession gets special abilities based on that profession. So biopriest, lightbringer, blade keeper, all have some options for what are called talents, special abilities. So one of the special abilities for biopriest is called It's a Binary Universe, as Cyla just told us. But in this case, if you look at the next line of the description, the activation for when you would use that is when you're using treat to heal a damaged sentient. Okay. So let's see. Another PC is you are engaging. Yeah, so your three talents basically activate either when you're treating another sentient, when another PC is engaged in a contest, which just happened, or when you are engaging in a contest involving specifically knowledge. So if you wanted to tell me why you want to toss knowledge into this, you might be able to use that third talent there.
All right, then I would use knowledge so that I can just kind of brainstorm my way around the situation.
Absolutely.
For the best course of action.
So your activation
scenarios quickly.
Yep. So you're running scenarios. For this talent, you're engaging in a contest with knowledge. So if you spend a plot point, then you can either step your knowledge up to one level, or you can double the dice. So you can roll 2d8s instead of just one. It's up to you how you want to take this benefit.
I think I would like to do 2d8s.
2d8s. All right, great. So you can toss an extra d8 in there.
Okay. So it'd be just those two?
So you can totally use the biopriest distinction. I think that makes perfect sense. And you can add yet another d8 because I'm not going to count that distinction as your double die for this talent. So if you just want to like drag in from the little like generic die pool up in the top right corner, if you want to, yeah, that's it. And if there's anything else that you want to do, anything else that you want to use, there you go. All right. So what was my number? I've already forgotten, and it looks like I cleared it like a fool. Anyone remember?
That you had to beat?
13.
Was it a 13 to beat?
No, I said lower than 13.
Oh, lower than 13. Oh, I'm the worst. I cleared it and I didn't mean to. I was clicking around and okay, here's what we'll do. You rolled a hitch, so we'll go ahead and oh, this is a contest. I forgot what we were doing. So you have set the difficulty for me. Y'all, when I tell you, just in about 18...
I was wondering why I didn't remember.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I specifically look at it and do not clear things before I've used it. What am I doing? All right, great. The difficulty for this is 13. Oh, y'all. It is a 13. You did roll a hitch. And I think I'm going to... You know what? I will ask you, Cyla. I'm going to buy that off of you. So I'm going to give you a plot point and I'm going to buy it for a stress. Do you think this situation makes Cyla more angry that people have been taken hostage and injured? Do you think it makes her, do you think she is maybe a little insecure because she's trying to show off for Invicta? Because Invicta, like, this is definitely Invicta's bailiwick. This is where she shines. Or is it something else? What do you think?
I think it's a whole lot of insecurity.
Yeah, okay.
She doesn't exactly know what she's going to do, and she wants to get these people out of here, but she's scared if she takes her attention off of it for too long trying to save them, then what if she puts Invicta in danger? So it's a very big conundrum.
Got it. Love that. Yep. So take a plot point and a d6 of insecure stress.
Take one away?
No, you get an additional plot point and then add d6 insecure stress. So you're back up to 2 plot points. And I now am going to roll for the pirate captain, who is the one that's trying to stop you specifically from taking his hostages. I got a 14, which is just enough. So Cyla, do you want to press your luck, or do you want to concede this contest and take a plot point?
Press my luck.
All right. So you can toss together that same dice pool, and I will say that the captain does have some stress currently, if I can find it, that you can add to your dice pool this time around if you would like. Oh, here we go. So yeah, you can add a D8 if you would like to take advantage of the captain's stress, an additional D8 to your pool if you would like. You can also, if you want to spend a second plot point, you can also still double that knowledge die if you would like. Or step it up, whatever. That you can use that ability, that talent, in every roll of a contest, not just once, as long as you have the plot points to spend.
So I had the D8.
You had knowledge, which was another D8, and I think that was your original pool. So if you want to spend a plot point and add one more D8, or step that knowledge D8 up to a D10, either way. Or don't spend the plot point at all, also fine. And just stick with those 3 dice.
I'm missing one. Was it I did the Bio Priest. Did I do Bio Priest or Montegene?
You ended up with Bio Priest as the distinction that you were using. Yeah, that's what the original one looked like.
Okay, and then stepped it up with another. I stepped up to D10. Oh, I feel like I need to do one more.
Remember, I put the list of skills in the Zoom chat. So if you rolled it. Oh, hey. 16 will beat it and no hitches. Very nice. I think that this pirate captain knows that if you get the hostages free, there is very little bargaining position left for her. So I think she's going to push it. I think she is going to push it. So she's going to put her pool back together, and I am going to toss in, now that you have that insecure stress, I'm going to use it against you, so I'm going to pull that D6 as well. And now let's roll this up. 16's the number to beat. No, ma'am. She tied, which is not good enough. And I rolled an opportunity for you. So it looks like you've got one plot point left. If you would like to buy my opportunity to step down one of your stresses to a D4, you can, or you can just hang on to it. Up to you.
I'm going to hold on to it for a minute before I do anything.
Yeah. That's fine. All right. So both of you have succeeded in your contests. Let's start telling this story of how Invicta goes to work as a blade keeper and Cyla goes in using Invicta's distraction to get around the pirate captain and start hustling the hostages out of here. You all start that narrative.
I'm waiting for Cyla to go first because I want to make sure the hostages are okay. Before I start doing work.
Absolutely.
So Cyla is going to go over to where the hostages are. She's going to pull the ground up. And fold the sides around them, like not minding that they're just kind of slipping and sliding all over the place.
Amazing.
She's going to bend up the sides and she's going to use all of her strength to push them out of the door across the floor.
Absolutely. So you get over there, you start to dig under the floor, and one of the pirates is actually at the comm station. A Musalian woman that's at the comm station runs over to try to stop you, and a few of the other pirates sort of yell, "Yeah, get her, Cap!" And you realize that the man that's sitting in the captain chair is not, in fact, the captain of the pirates. This woman seems to be, and she has run over to try and stop you. Now, we know that you are going to, that she is not going to succeed. How do you keep her away from your progress?
Oh, I did really good, so I can just go ham.
Yeah, you can. This is your narrative.
So she's going to attempt to run up on me and whatever. She's coming. And I'm going to stop what I'm doing. One of my braids, without me looking over, my braid is going to go around, snap her around the neck, and pull her to my face. Yeah. I'm going to say, look at me. I'm the captain now. And I'm going to headbutt her.
Oh, yes. And in fact, let me check her stress real quick. Because I think you might actually, with the difference in your effect dice, I think you might be able to take her out because she had some pretty serious stress as it was. Let me just check. Yes, in fact. So your effect die was larger than hers. So she took some stress from losing that contest. And based on the stress that she already had, it is enough for you. When you headbutt her, she goes down and she is out for the count. I love it. So then you fold them up, you start shoving them, and you sort of shove them, so that they're going around the perimeter of the bridge to stay away from where Invicta and the other pilots are, sort of at the center. So Invicta, you see this happen. Captain goes down, unconscious. Hostages start to sort of quickly creep around the sides. What are you doing?
Oh, that makes me so happy. Now, as this is happening, I've just got my blade and it's still wet from earlier.
Ooh!
So because I won, I just kind of follow up behind where Cyla has burritoed the hostages to safety by using the floor. Accurate. And I just come up behind the captain's chair and just backstroke it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking, and your effect die on your last roll was a D10, and my effect die from your contest, I believe, was a D6. So you can take out up to 2 of these pirates. You can take them out of the scene entirely, and then the rest you can just sort of narrate how they're out of your way. But your effect die is high enough that you can get rid of 2 of them.
So the one in the captain's chair, you remember what a battle looks like? Imagine if her blade keeper weapon was kind of like that, where she just kind of like almost boomerangs it to take the captain's head off, and then on the return strike takes out the other.
Yeah.
And then she's just kind of looking at the last one like, what's up?
And the last one is like, I'm good. And goes and like sits in a corner and like hands up, just sits in a corner.
Oh no, I put my foot on their neck. You're not going anywhere.
Even better. Yes, absolutely you do. Yes. All right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Yeah. So Invicta takes off 2 of their heads, puts the other one on the floor. There are 2 other pirates. One is at the nav station, and one was guarding the hostages, and both of them are just like, we done. They see their captain on the ground. They see 2 of their comrades beheaded, and they are done. And so are we for this week. We will pick it up here as the hostages flee the bridge when we come back to you all next week. But in the meantime, this is where we are going to call it for this week. Hey, thank you all so much. This was exciting. We saw new mechanics. We saw new NPCs. They weren't wholesome and lovable, which was really a goal of mine. And it was a good time. And thank all of you who are hanging out in chat and hanging out and watching us. We super appreciate it. We love having you all along for this ride. So thank you all for hanging out. We're going to go around and do introductions, outroductions again, real quick. Let us know who you are, who you played, and where you came from. I will let y'all know who we're raiding in a moment, but stick around so we can send some Motherlands love to whoever we gonna raid tonight, which we will do. But in the meantime, let us go around, and in fact, let's start with Michael, and we will make our way back towards the left down that little lineup.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Michael Sinclair II. I go by Michael Crits everywhere. Obviously, I play Ilay today, and you can just catch me at Michael Crits everywhere. You could even Google it, which is crazy. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's me, and it was awesome. I just like seeing Cyla 919 and Invicta do their thing and just crush in the ship, so that was awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. We're gonna come back to you, Ilay, because there will be things happening on your end, but we'll find that out next week. Hey, look who's back! What up, sir? Well, tell everybody who you are, because we all like you, even if we didn't see too much of you tonight.
Appreciate you. I'm DeejayKnight. I play Ikemba, whose pronouns are him. I was dealing with some IRL stuff. Everything is fine, but it was something that was kind of time sensitive, and it needed to happen. So I'm back. I'm healthy. Hopefully Ikemba wasn't hurt too bad.
Nah, he just got a nap. He's good.
Okay, cool. I got some catching up.
It was a combination of the cheese and that concussion catching up to him.
He did eat a lot of cheese. He ate a lot of that wheel of cheese. Legitimately.
You know.
Because cheese is delicious. But no, I'm full-time space sci-fi streamer. I love hanging out with these people. And I also love entertaining people, which is what I do when I'm not here. So I'm looking forward to next Sunday.
Yeah, definitely same. All right, continuing on to the left, Christina.
Hi, my name's Christina Ariel. I play Captain Cyla 919. This is really fun. I had so much. What's another word? Fun. Support my art if you can. Tomorrow, well, not to this week, but on Mondays I do Improvised Champions with Mark Meir, and we do that weekly every Monday, except for tomorrow because it's a day off. But other than that, you can also watch me and Michael Crits on Rise of the Veiled Alliance on Mondays as well. And you can find me here because this is where I hang out with my friends on Sundays. Bye, y'all. Have a good week, y'all. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Self-care, all of that. All right, continuing over, Tanya.
Hello, I am, excuse me. Apparently I've got a frog in my throat from all the shenaniganry this weekend. Tanya, she, her. You can find me here all the time. Actually, but tomorrow you can catch me over at the Rainbow Arcades channel. I am doing panels for the Black Excellence / Rainbow Arcade Summit, including panels on Twitch etiquette, which comes in handy when you visit chats. Also talking about queer Black excellence. That is our first panel of the day tomorrow after a video is shown. And RPGs and inclusivity, which Eugenio is going to join me on. Yeah. So I get to panel with Eugenio again this year.
I didn't think we were going to get to.
Yeah. And then I am DMing Rivals of Waterdeep because everyone's gone to jail.
Yeah.
They did. Well. They went to jail today. And thanks to Rin, they're in jail for really real instead of just play. So come and see what happens when they go to jail for real next week. Sundays before this. Then, of course, we're back here for more Motherlands, episode 7 of 12. Oh boy, that was a lot of action. But yeah,
yes,
Cypher Tier everywhere online. Tomorrow and Tuesday, obviously doing that. And then Tuesday, big gaming day. Xbox Series X and S comes out. Destiny expansion comes out. Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out.
Oh my God.
So that may be the most you see of me all week. Who knows? So yeah, that's what I got, because Dragon Age is on hiatus at least till December.
Yeah.
and so is Dungeon Crossing. So yeah.
Oh, right. All right, and I'm Eugenio. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at DMJazzyHands or here on Twitch at twitch.tv/DMJazzyHands. Where can you find me? I'm the DM and producer of an actual play Dungeons and Dragons podcast with new episodes dropping every Wednesday. You can check us out at DND Last Refuge. We just recorded 2 more episodes today. It was a ton of fun. The crew went to a museum, which was real wild. So we're having a good time there. Where else can you find me? Tomorrow, Monday, is the premiere of season 2 of Burn Bright, a different science fantasy tabletop role-playing game system. I'm a player in that. It's GM'd by Celeste Konowich over on the Roll20 Twitch channel. So we go live with season 2 tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Before that, I will be on the panel at 5. I think my panel with Tanya starts at 5:20, but you should check out all the panels on Rainbow Arcade's event tomorrow. So come check us out there. See you a couple of times then. Tuesdays and Thursdays I stream, and Friday nights I stream on my Twitch channel. And then of course you can catch me here on Sunday nights. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I do, but I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna say, oh, do you remember what it is?
I'm trying to think out loud.
Better than I do. I know, right? My
you stream on your own channel.
Did it say who won the contest?
Oh, I think it got pulled. I actually think it was Happy Kaiju Stompy Time. I think I saw people congratulating. So congrats, Happy Kaiju Stompy Time on the Cortex digital copy. Can't wait to have you have a look at this awesome stuff. Real quick, because I know we're a little over, I apologize, everybody, but I want to thank Die Hard Dice. Musalian Skies Dice are available for purchase now for everybody, dieharddice.com. Huge thank you to Blue Microphones for their support of us, bluemic.com. There you go. Big ol' thank you to, where's my book, to Cortex. Our system is primed by Cortex, and you too can get a digital or hard copy edition. And in fact, I believe if you buy a hard copy, there is a code in all of them to unlock the digital version. So in fact, you can get both. And finally, thank you so much to Twitch for allowing us to be here, for allowing us to share this with you. We super appreciate it. We will see you all in 1 week, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, here on twitch.tv/cypher of Tyr for episode 7 of Into the Motherlands. Don't go anywhere though. Hang out with us even longer as we go and raid the I Need Diverse Games channel. They are playing some tabletop RPGs, and we are going to give them some Motherlands love over there. So thank you all so much. Please stay safe, stay healthy, wear a mask as you are celebrating those of you who are in the States, the taking back of our country. And I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night and happy gaming, y'all.